Sound
There we go.
is live.
I got
We're
it.
back.
I got it. Oh
Damn.
God, I hope so. I guess we'll find out.
Let us know in the chat.
Yeah. Let us know because I fuck my ass, dude.
Who's that? Who said? Oh, it's Heather. I couldn't see it because your fucking water bottle was blocking the way.
So yeah, it sounds like the audio is fine then.
There's Ian.
He said,
Okay, we're
he
good.
says, "Oh, it's Heather."
No, I couldn't tell. Jeez. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Adam, Did you want a
Yeah.
beer?
No, I'm good.
Good.
'Cause
Yeah,
I'm getting
well,
over being
you,
sick.
oh, you do? Should have showed up on time. That's what I was
right.
hoping he would have said he wanted one.
Those technical difficulties that Dave mentioned in the chat were Adam.
Yeah.
Totally.
No, sorry. I feel that. I feel
No,
bad about that.
I
That's
saw
not
you
Adam's
guys
fault.
through the windows. I was like, they haven't started yet. I'm okay.
He's technically difficult.
I've been described that way.
and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Morning. Welcome to Don't Be the Artist. I'm Hagen.
I'm Dave.
I'm Adam.
And we're back.
Woo!
Looks like we're back. Looks like we're back. It's been, what did we say?
Yeah, it's been like a month.
It's been a month.
I think it's been like a month.
Not like a month. It has been.
It has been a month?
Yeah.
It's been a month.
Man, that's the same kind of. So we haven't done an episode in 4 weeks.
Yes.
Right. So that's why it's been a month. Okay.
Wait, what did you have to
Bear with me here. Because I really fucked me up when I thought about the fact that when we turn as babies, God, what a tangent. When we turn 1 year old, it's because we've completed a year. Right? So then when you turn later ages, you've already lived that year.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like
Yeah.
that's not talked about enough. So now I've started thinking about that in regard to other numbers and things.
Wake up, babe. They dropped new tech for years.
Yeah. Oh my God. Dude. Just trying to speak my mind. To
I
you
appreciate it.
guys.
Hey, that's great. Yeah, it has been a month.
Yeah,
It has been
that's wild.
It has been a month. And why has it been a month?
We've been busy. Ian said Dave's high.
I was
Not
gonna say
in this
that-
state.
That does sound like a high schooler who got high for the first time. Talking
Yeah.
about like, how does time even work, man?
Have you ever thought about time?
Isn't it crazy? We've already had that time happen. It's the same idea.
Yeah, it's very true.
I just feel like it's not talked about enough.
no, and I sure, yeah,
Sure,
it's
yeah,
fine.
maybe,
Yeah, it's fine.
Like
You
we
got to
should
talk
have
about it more. as
we should
well.
have a 39th birthday to celebrate your 40th year.
but you're turning.
Yeah, I know. See, now you're with me. I feel like you're with me.
No, I'm not
Oh,
with
you're
you.
not with me.
No.
Damn it.
No.
I am certainly not with you on
Well,
this.
look, I'm super okay with chalking this up to just one of the list of many things that I get too late.
Let me first. Let me say again. It's not that I'm not with you. It's that like
I'm feeling pretty left out in the cold right now.
no.
guys.
It's that I'm there and I'm cool with it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
That's
more
why
of
we're
that.
friends.
It's more of I am already there. I'm there.
You're like, I don't know what the fuck Dave's doing, but I'm there and I'm cool with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
it's good that you're doing that.
We keep him around.
Yeah. We have been gone for a month because, busy's true, but I also think that you were gone.
I was gone.
Yeah.
For 2 weeks.
For
2.5 weeks. Less than 2.5 weeks.
what?
Yeah.
Wait. Was that
But I left on a Thursday.
you left on a? Okay, you were gone for 2.5 weeks.
That's it.
Really? Was that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Huh.
Okay.
It feels like I've been gone for way longer than that.
Yeah, I thought you were gone for like 3 weeks.
No.
Okay. Sure. You know
All
what?
right.
I'll trust you on this one.
Well, let me clarify.
Unless-
It's
Is
like,
this at a different
it's like
time,
the
like-
third week is like the end of the third week is the fourth week.
No, don't do that to my brain. I can't handle any more of this. I'll lose you very quickly. I was gone, and then I came back for 4 days.
Oh, sure.
And then I
Yes,
left
yeah,
again
okay,
for
yeah.
2 weeks and some time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
So yeah, it's my fault.
No. It
I
was.
was like, you're like, I was gone for 3 weeks, but really 2 weeks in a day.
Yeah.
It's definitely not
I
your fault.
get you round up though.
Yeah.
It's definitely not your fault though, in the sense that like we could have done an episode. We
could
talked,
have.
but we had mentioned it
Yeah.
before you left.
Yeah.
But I think that ultimately it was kind of nice to not have to for a couple of reasons. Like
Yeah.
not because I don't want to do the show, but because like just there's just a lot of it's like
I would have been useless on this show.
Let the record state that you guys are just as busy as I am.
I would have been very busy and been like, you'd be talking about something. I guess I don't know.
Well,
like,
it's the April May of it all, which is just like there's just a lot going on. That's like the end of a
Hold on, though. You could say that at any month. You could
No,
go.
no,
It's
no.
it's the March, April of it. You know.
Well, I think that April and May, in particular, and especially when you're dealing with like certain job fields,
Sure.
get particularly busy during like the end of the school year. There's a lot of things ending right around that time. So I think that played a pretty big role. And then like man, there was like a couple times where I was like, Wednesday, we do the show. Oh, not today.
Yeah.
Oh, not today.
I wasn't sure what day was which sometimes.
Yeah.
It was that.
That's gnarly. That's gnarly.
It was like, I'm doing this all week, but okay. I
Yeah.
don't know what day it is. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah. No, that is something
I have to go to
else.
the same place each day. So.
Right. I played 2 shows in Canada, and then I hung out with my family for 2 weeks, and did like just literally sat around my parents' house and did nothing as much as possible with my wife. And then when we were coming back, like I was so used to the colder weather that I just kind of didn't really think about heat for a little while.
Sorry.
In terms of outdoors.
Sure.
Because one thing I realize about Canadians is that there is no air conditioning fucking anywhere.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
a severe lack of ceiling fans. Excuse me. So, so when I got back, the last like couple flights back got all fucked up, and I ended up staying in Canada for way longer than we thought because of flight delays. One flight got delayed. It cost us 20 hours.
Jesus Christ.
So anyway, get back to Texas, get all, laundry done and everything, go to my first day of work. It's from 12 to 7. I see the sun still up at 7 when I'm leaving work, and I'm like, dude, it's about to be a beautiful evening out. Forgot that it's hot outside.
Yeah.
Opened up the door. There's just like I said out loud, soup. I just went, soup. Because I forgot that when you see it's beautiful outside, it doesn't mean it's
Doesn't mean it is.
nice out.
Yeah.
Golly.
Well, it's good to have you back.
It's good to be back. It really is.
Aside from the whole heat thing.
Except for the fact that it was 101 fucking degrees out yesterday.
Yeah. I'll say real quick that there's been things that like we've been all up to, and there's definitely musical events like shows that I want to talk about. But I first want to ask you. You did all of these runs in Canada, and now
Yes.
you're done with them. Like, how do you feel being done with them? How great was it? Like what? I mean, you don't have to be. You can be as candid as you want to, or you could, or whatever.
It was great. It was. I had known you were there the day I got the text.
Yeah.
It was when you and your brother Darius were there.
Yeah. We walked into his house and he got the text, and it was like sudden. Like I mean, like I've been in that situation, not the same situation. Like when you
sure.
get that text where it's like, oh, this opportunity has
It
arisen.
sucked the air out of the room.
Everybody, shut the fuck up and stop talking
Yeah.
to me. Like, do not. If you like, all my brain is on this, and if you talking about something else, I won't be present.
It's like, pay attention to me now. I need help.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's what it felt
it's
like.
I need to fucking like something to bounce this off of. I think the only time that like we talked about something else, like you were like in the midst of responding to those, and I handed you like a shot.
Yeah, exactly. And then just hung out with your brother.
Yeah.
Until I came down mentally. But I think from that moment up until the day we got back to Texas, I had spent the entirety of that time up until the first show daydreaming about how I wanted this to go.
Yeah.
And if like maybe one or two things aside and they were on me, it went exactly as I planned.
That's great.
And I am to myself mentally notorious for planning and hoping and wishing and falling short.
Right.
Because of fear or whatever those things are that hold us from doing things to our full potential. And this, I'm like super proud to be like, I did it.
Yeah.
But it was scary. And the shows were really fun. I learned a lot about how to be in a group on the road, when to shut my mouth.
Yeah.
As we know on this show, there are times when I don't think before I speak.
Are they?
I could. I don't know if I'm the reason for Cancel Bucks, but maybe a motivator.
No. Cancel
You're
Bucks.
a primary like customer.
Cancel Bucks. Yeah, you were wealthy, I suppose.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Cancel Bucks were birthed at a bar with it was me, Jackson, and another friend, and they were saying things, and we there were these coasters on the table, and we just started handing them out as Cancel Bucks, and that's why
love that.
coasters became Cancel Bucks.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
So I've as Adam says, I'm a frequent customer of the Cancel Buck.
You're an
And-
investor.
Yeah, investor.
So
Yeah,
just little things like that aside, the shows were super fun. I leveled up in terms of performance and stage comfortability in that because they were bigger shows than most shows I've played in the past.
Yeah.
And getting comfortable with that kind of an audience is really fun.
Yeah.
Even though it was like 9 shows over 3 months or 4 months, but it was like, man, that was really fucking cool.
Yeah.
But no, I'm super excited to be. I'm excited to be done with it in a way that I would imagine a bank robber is excited to have gotten away with it.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Where it's like, I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't know if it's gonna work, and then it's like, I got it. I got all the stuff, and then
Yeah.
you get away, and you're like, oh, I don't want to do that again.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I really want to tour again, but I'm glad that I don't want to do it for the first time like that ever again.
Yeah, it took a lot of firsts. It took a lot of
Yeah.
all that stuff out of
Yes.
you. That's really good. Yeah.
Yeah. And the last run we did was 2 shows, and the 2 shows were like really fun and really big, but it was, to me, in my brain, it was just 2 shows. On the other end of that was seeing my family.
Yeah.
And so I didn't quite have the mental stress that I had that I did in the previous 2 runs.
Right.
So I found myself the first night being like, oh yeah, we got to play a show.
Yeah, that's great.
And then the show didn't suffer because of my relaxedness. I was just more relaxed.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
It felt great.
Well, and like, and Ian just said Dave got so many high fives from fans that brings me to your family got like
They
saw
were
you.
at the last show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, Ian's seen, like, Ian and I grew up playing shows together in separate bands, but being on the same bills.
But this is also like sorry to cut you off, but this is like so
Your
that's-
turn.
Thank you. But that's like but that is different because and it's not the same thing. But I'll like, you know, my best friend Alzina from high school, right?
Yeah.
Like we grew up together playing in a band together, and then a couple years ago I went and played in New York, and they were in the crowd, and they were
Right.
like, that was the coolest thing. And then a couple years before that, it was more than a couple years, but you know, we saw them play at South by,
Yeah.
and they were
And
playing a pretty
that
big
was huge.
stage, and it was like, this is so like it's a different experience. You grew up with somebody, you played shows together with them, similar bills or same band, same bill, whatever, and then you are all however many years older. And you get to see it again. It's like, this is recontextualized.
Yeah.
Everybody is a better player now. Everybody has a different approach to things, especially when it comes to what you were doing, which is like, of
course.
you're playing on a fucking like theater stage. No, like that's a big fucking deal.
Yeah. And so that's what I was going to say is my brother Ian had seen me perform before, and my mom had come to, like, you know, whenever she could, she would come to like little recitals and
Sure, yeah,
but my father hadn't seen me perform like
that's crazy.
on a stage.
Yeah.
Maybe like on the ground somewhere with friends or whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, they were all in the really good seats, thanks to the venue, Casino New Brunswick. At the end of the show, we walked backstage. Our tour manager came out and got my family and brought them back.
Mm-hmm.
When my dad walked in the green room, I stood up to give him a hug, and he just looked at me like he saw a ghost. Like he was like, and I just gave him a hug, and then later on he was like, I didn't even recognize you. Like he's just never, imagine knowing, like, as long as we've known Adam.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's like, hey, I have a gig tonight. And it's that gig.
Right.
And then you see him like running around stage and high-fiving people in the audience.
Yeah,
We'd be
yeah.
like, what
Being
the
a different
fuck?
person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really fun and really surreal, and I'm super thankful.
That's
Yeah.
super cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's such a cool thing to be able to share that. Like, it's like, I think sometimes like there's this thing where loved ones or close friends or whatever see you play, and it's kind of like, so what'd you think? So did you Did you like it?
Did you like that?
But then when you do something at that level, it's kind of like you are the most like I guess for lack of a better term, like professional of professionals at that kind of rate, right? You're doing the highest level of the craft,
Sure.
And it's kind of like you might have that. Did you like what did you think? But at the same time, it's like you're working, you're hustling, you know.
I think the other thing too I learned was that it's I mean so many things, but it is I could have just stood at my station and not done anything,
right?
And the gig would have been fine,
right?
But I realized that I really like performing and moving around and doing stuff. And I was talking with our singer. She's a great band leader, but I was talking with her one day, the guitar player and I was like, hey, is it cool? Do you mind that I go out and like dance around and stuff? And she was like, no, I encourage it. Please do more. And I was like, well, I just don't really want to like get in the way. And she was like, you're not going to get in the way.
Yeah.
As in like the audience are there for her.
Right.
Because of the nature of the show.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm not going to steal attention.
Right.
So I was like, cool. This is going to be fun.
It's kind of the perfect like band to be able to do that, honestly.
Yeah.
Like if you just randomly started doing that at a Moniker show, it'd be like, I mean, that's cool that Dave's like wants to do that, but it also doesn't always fit.
There's definitely
Yeah.
it would be
But
so
It's
funny.
not the right
I'm
vibe.
going to, though.
It would be so funny, like during a Moniker show, like there's like we're playing a fucking like dead room, and he walks to the front of wherever the stage cuts off. He's like, "What's
So
up?"
shaking
And
hands.
starts high-fiving nobody.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you've not only lost your microphone, then Jackson's gonna like pin you down to the stage and like make sure
or
you
like-
can't
or like-
Put a
move.
leash on me or
Yeah.
something like those.
Jackson's playing like the opening to a tune, and you like the hype man, like, "What the fuck's up, Denton? Let's go!" That would be great.
Oh, man.
But that's like I think the other thing that I was like noting when I was watching like any of the footage that you guys posted or anything was like this work is so different than like playing a Moniker show, right?
Very, very different.
Like when we're playing a Moniker show or any like when you're playing like it's hard to kind of like classify it, but like more of the like passion project artistic like
Absolutely.
stuff. When you're playing more of that, the focus is elsewhere. And it's not even like music specific. Like sometimes it might be, but like it's more of just like this is my art, this is my passion is playing this specific thing that I wrote. And now I'm putting the work in a different direction. But when you're playing that music, that's like, you know, you're basically like showing like what like for lack of a better term, corporate side of it. But it's like the hustle. It's the professional shit.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like there are people that might have seen like any of the footage and they're like, well, that's really weird. It's like it's because he's fucking working.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
sorry, he's a working musician. You fucking freak. I don't know.
How dare
like,
you?
And I have had, I'm not going to go into a lot of specifics, but I have had mixed reactions
Sure.
to posting on social media. I had a couple people send me messages that were like you must hate your life right now.
Are you fucking
And I'm like,
serious?
do you see me in this video?
Yeah.
Like I'm dancing like a
'cause they
school
don't-
kid.
Dog
Like,
is cheesing like no one else.
Exactly.
Like,
Is that because they don't like the music or what?
I think that's what it is. Yeah. But you know, if for whatever reason that people feel the need to feel that way, I have thoughts like that all the time.
well,
do they
yeah.
I just don't say them out
Do
loud.
they like their job?
No.
I think the other side of that too is like I just played a show yesterday and it was a lot of like blues stuff. Right after that gig, well not right after, but like last night I was playing some games with some friends and I was telling them about the gig and they're like, what's like the worst kind of gig you'd want to do? Like the music you would hate. And I was like, well, I know I just told you guys I played a lot of blues songs, but probably the blues.
Yeah.
I don't want to. If I had to play 3 hours of blues, that would be a fucking nightmare. But you would never know.
Exactly.
And also, I would still have fun because I'm lucky enough to play music like this. You
Yeah.
know. So there's that side of it. But it's like even if you hated, like I'm not saying you do, but like
No,
even
I
if,
actually really enjoy it.
but even if you hated the music, right? Like you hated the songs on
Right.
like on every kind of level, there's no way anyone would ever know that, and they're not, and they shouldn't.
Yeah, and you're not doing that forever. That's
Yeah.
part of the
No, of
nice
course.
part of being a musician, especially in y'all's capacities. Like you're doing different stuff. You're not going to play the blues every night for the rest of your life.
God, please.
But it's the variety of all of the things we get to do as musicians,
True.
as career musicians,
Yeah.
that keeps things interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I don't know that I would ever write music like the music I was playing on tour, but I had so much fun playing it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've realized just how much of a difference there can be between what you're listening to and your preferences for listening versus what your preferences are for playing.
100%.
And so even some of the music that I played on the tour, I'm not really going to listen to, but some of the songs I'm like, it's a great song.
Yeah.
And it's helped me grow and widen my ears, which is a
Right.
thing that I've been focusing on for a long time.
Right.
Like I need to, for a couple of years now, at least on the show, like I need to widen my ears. Why do people like this stuff?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's very good. It's very good. And hopefully we can have another episode where we'll dive deeper into this kind of stuff. And before I dive into another thing, we have McLeod
In the
in the chat,
The
in
main
Twitch
show chat.
and this is the best day ever. Well, normally on Wednesdays he's streaming. Wednesday night is his stream night. So when we do our Wednesdays, then he's never
we
going to be
moved
here.
for him.
Yeah, we moved
Yeah.
tonight. So he can, yeah, exactly. What's up, McLeod? It's good to see you. So a couple of things. So this is going to be something that is talked about more tomorrow because we're going to do another a deep dive with Blake tomorrow. But I did with Blake and company go to Wilco. I can't divulge much because otherwise I'll be giving. Now, yes, hand that to me. Behind you, that blue thing right there.
I saw that.
Hand me that to me.
I saw that when I sat down.
Okay.
And I was like, that's perfectly on brand.
So this, I am going to give this away because this is the coolest piece of merch that any place should have. Wilco has at their merch stands Wilco concert participant ribbons. These must cost them nothing to print. And we all have one now to show that we all went to a Wilco
Everybody
concert.
that went there?
Yeah, our group does.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
so we like clipped them onto our shirts and like walked around with our little ribbons, our little
At the Wilco show.
Yeah, our little participation ribbons.
Making it obvious you're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's the first time I've been.
Yeah, this is the most brilliant like piece of merch that you could ever
Is
possibly
that a
imagine.
stretchy like elastic band around
No,
it?
no, no.
Do you guys
no.
want to do that for moniker? I can figure out how to do it.
Yes, please.
It would I would feel bad about it because I don't want to just like straight rip that shit from Wilco, but
Just make like 20 of them.
I
That'll
feel like
last us
they
a couple
would
of shows.
appreciate that. I like this. Even got details on the back too. Like
yeah, you can type in
put
what
in the
show
date.
you what
That's
show you went to.
amazing.
Yeah,
What a great idea.
it's great and
Let's steal it.
That's
where Adam's brain
I thought
went.
about it, but the other side of that being that the Wilco show was absolutely incredible. And again, you can hang out with us tomorrow night and we'll talk a lot about it. But I saw this and I was like, this is the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Like the show is great. This is awesome. Because
it somehow makes like perfect sense.
Yeah.
That that's something that they have.
And like,
Yeah.
I was looking at the merch and I was like, man, like the posters are so cool. The shirts are pretty cool. Nah, this. This
That's
is all
cool.
you need. This is all.
Did you get a
fucking
shirt?
need. No.
Oh,
No, that's all he needed.
yeah.
That's all. That's legit.
Man, I was supposed to go.
Yeah.
Blake got us tickets to go. And I was like, oh, sorry, I got to hang out with my family.
Sorry, I'm going to be in a different.
Sorry, I'm
country.
going to be hanging out with my family.
Yeah.
So it's a trade-off that I will go
Always
with
take?
every single
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
That was good.
It was-
Wilco will come back.
Yeah. It was a show that like it was definitely an unforgettable show and I'm very, very glad that I was there. It was very cool. And then outside of that, I put a couple gigs while we were gone. Nothing really too crazy, just like some normal shit. And it's good to be back. There's some crazy shit coming up. I got 2 gigs on Saturday in a row. It's gonna be like 2 different. Like I'm gonna play 6 hours of music.
God.
But
6 hours of blues.
Outside.
I'll die.
Outside. Well,
Maybe not outside.
maybe not outside.
No, just the blues
It might
part.
be raining.
Yeah.
Just the blues part.
Wilco could be your family. Says Blake.
No.
That's also that's an accurate statement too. That's probably a shirt.
So, Adam, is there anything that you want that happened in the last
I
month?
worked a couple gigs. You guys played gigs. I worked gigs.
There you go.
That's how
This
I'm gonna,
guy's a
that's
fucking
how I'm
sound guy.
describe it now.
I am never running sound again for this podcast.
I
Adam's
don't know
got
how
it.
to do that one.
This is there's lights on the buttons.
unlabeled buttons.
They're labeled on the screen. You can see it on the screen.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
Although I will say I'm used to so my wife is a drill team and dance teacher, as we've
Mm-hmm.
talked about before. I help run audio and do creative direction and kind of visual stuff
Mm-hmm.
for the spring show they have every year. Their soundboard is not labeled anything accurate at all. It's always an adventure to figure out what has
What's like
changed from
routing
day to day.
Yeah, geez.
I only know anything is certain on Friday when there's not school the next day, and that something won't get
Right.
changed, which is always fun.
Yeah.
Stressful. Friday was very stressful. It Everything didn't go according to plan, but it was okay. Figured it out. Got through it. Saturday was great. We think it's probably the best show that we've done together.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And this is our 5th year doing them together.
Wow.
So
That's great.
it's
Incredible.
a fun experience.
Busy.
Busy, yeah. But that's normal. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I had fun doing that, editing some videos. I put together the senior like slideshow every year.
Oh, nice.
It's just kind of fun tradition thing to do.
I
So, yeah.
I just remember going to like my athletic banquet and like when I was in the
Well, that's a separate thing too.
Yeah,
and
but, like-
that was yesterday, and that's why we're recording today.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I just remember going to that and watching all that shit happen and being a high schooler and going, I don't care about this at all, and I'm so sorry that you're putting that work into that shit.
I think they care more.
Okay,
than
that's
other
good.
groups do. I will say, as a kid in high school, I also didn't care about our band banquet, and I think we left once to
Yeah.
leave early.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I guess there's a couple of things that I kind of want to some catch up news things that are related to things we have talked about, and I feel like we should at least put a little bow on them because it's important. So we had done a whole kind of episode on the Coachella of it all. And we talked about this at work, I believe. But on Weekend 2, Adam, did you see some of the Weekend 2 stuff? We're not going to do a whole Coachella
I saw
thing. Don't
a
worry.
few things. I don't know what was
So-
Weekend 2 now.
Don't worry, Adam.
The big thing that I'm gonna talk about is the Green Day and Charlie XCX of it all.
I did see. I heard there was something there. I don't remember what happened. That's
Yes.
how the last 3 weeks have been.
Got it. So for those who don't remember, Charlie XCX was at an after party for Coachella, and she was wearing a sash that it said like Miss should have been headliner.
Yeah.
And I did learn that there was a sash maker. Like these are like that. That wasn't like it was like Charlie XCX was with like working with a sash maker. And I was listening to a podcast with somebody who does like arts and crafts, and she was like, honestly, kind of looked like shit. I could have done a better job.
Oh my
It's like, that's
God.
so funny. But so
Even sash makers aren't safe.
But so then the following weekend, Trey Cool is posted a picture of him wearing a sash that says actual headliner. Drummer for Green Day says actual headliner. And then later on in the set, Billy Joe Armstrong sees somebody in the crowd wearing a Brat hat, a Charlie XCX Brat hat, and is like, give me that hat. And he wears it. And it's like, everybody knows we're all just goofing. Like, it's all
Yeah.
just a goof.
It would be really funny if behind the scenes there were like slander legal battles and stuff going on.
Right, yeah,
Like
exactly.
very quietly.
Yeah.
Because the internet's reaction, of course, is to make it a bigger deal than we know anything about.
Yeah.
Yes.
And these were just pictures that were posted. The only clip is Billy Joel Armstrong wearing the hat.
Yeah.
So when we talked about it, I was like, yeah, we have no idea if somebody just put that on her. She might not even have known what it said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
So but that's kind of the end of that whole
I think
thing.
that's fun.
I think it's super fun. Any part of the either fandom that was mad, I don't know how to help you. I don't know how to help.
And both sides were mad.
Both sides were livid.
Be
Yeah.
less emotionally invested in bands
Trey Cool was
and artists.
Yeah, he wears the sash, and like a bunch of Charlie XCX fans were like, "Grown man, this is bullshit." And I'm like, he plays in Green Day. When did he ever fucking grow up? Like
Exactly.
It's also the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's like you want the members of, let me check my notes, Green Day to be more mature.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Super sorry.
They're with
They're figuring
they're
things out
celebrating their
still,
breakout album Dookie.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck are we doing here?
So this next thing that I have, we talked about briefly, and that was about the Who's drummer. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Okay.
I saw this unfold. And okay, sorry. I'm just
go
excited
ahead.
to talk about it. Go ahead.
Well, there's really.
Well, I remember we talked about this last.
Okay, what do you remember?
He got fired
Okay.
for not for cause.
Do you know anything about the outcome of it?
No.
Well, he's back.
He's back, motherfucker.
I'm not surprised that he's back because you mentioned he was fired kind of as like a surprise.
It was a surprise to
Yeah.
everybody except for Roger Daughtry.
Right.
Yeah, and this was on.
That kind of seemed like this is going to be an expensive
Yeah.
thing to fix.
And so this was on their website. They posted newsflash: Who's back, Zach? He's not being asked to step down from The Who. There have been some communication issues, personal and private on all sides, that needed to be dealt with, and these have been aired happily.
That was from Pete Townsend,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Pete's
Aired
like, hold on,
happily?
everybody. My brothers are arguing. They just had a fist fight. We figured it out.
Aired happily.
Aired happily.
So he's back in the band. It lasted for a couple days, maybe. I think it wasn't that, maybe a week at most.
They didn't cancel a show.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
And the fact that like Zach Starkey was like surprised.
Yeah.
Was like, this is insanity. So
They had a tour to announce.
yeah, exactly.
I did. Sorry, just to like add to that, the bass player who's currently playing with the Who, John Button. I follow him on Instagram, and the next day after that announcement, he posted on his Instagram story just text that said, "Wow, everybody's really curious about drummers in my DMs right now."
yeah, that's right.
It's like, that's fucking
It's
great.
so funny. So there's a little bow on that one. I got another little bow for us here.
Wait, so one more thing.
Yeah.
He has a history of firing drummers
Oh,
because they're too loud.
That's
for him.
right. Yeah.
That's his whole shtick.
Has he
is like
heard
they're-
about earplugs?
Yeah,
He's old.
yeah. He doesn't use that. He uses wedges.
He doesn't use anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He can't hear anything anyway.
So where did we leave Firefest? Do you guys remember where we left Firefest?
We left the three of us going, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not going to
I think
fucking
we were all
happen.
pretty confident it wouldn't happen.
So-
I'm
Because we
assuming
talked about the permits and how they
Yeah.
lacked them.
Exactly.
I'm assuming it did happen.
Yeah, no, they couldn't have live music. They could only have
Yeah.
DJs.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Billy McFarland cancels Firefest 2
Surprise!
and puts the brand up for sale.
The ad is like, do you want to go to prison?
See, at first I thought you were going to say he announced Firefest 3. Like, canceled
Just
2,
skipping 2?
canceled 2, announces 3.
He's just going right back to it. Golly.
Yeah. So Firefest 2
So
has
how much, what's the like asking price? Can we afford it?
for the
No.
I bet someone already bought it. I don't know if someone already but I bet someone already
Yeah,
got
it's the people that
Firefest.
own the When We Were Young festival,
Yeah,
probably.
exactly,
Like,
yeah.
We can exploit this.
Yeah. So there's a whole statement about why he canceled it. It doesn't fucking matter. That was dead on arrival. There was no fucking way that was gonna happen. We'll be seeing you, Firefest. Okay. So
The website is called Own Fire, and they're selling merch.
Oh my God.
They're selling the brand name, the trademarks, which I don't think they probably have trademarks given how he filed for permits.
Sure.
But, and marketing materials and social media.
this
accounts.
is
That's all he's selling.
It's like a clearance sale
the
for
next
a lonely
documentary
man.
is definitely about this whole scam. It's about like
Oh, wait,
this.
sorry. If you keep scrolling down, there's more stuff. They have the email list and text list that they're selling for people who had signed up for information.
Oh my
Selling the email
God.
list and the text list.
That's crazy.
That happens a lot.
That
Just not
feels
usually
illegal.
This blatantly. Oh no, it's legal.
It's legal?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well,
That's crazy.
Sorry for the bad news.
Yeah.
Dang it.
I don't really sign up for the
Oh, it also includes the team. You know, all the people who worked on it.
Yeah.
I want that.
All three
it's
of
him.
them.
Is it him?
It's him.
It's probably just him.
Can I
yeah.
It's just a contract
Oh, yeah,
that
just
says
get
you
to-
have to pay him a salary.
or I just get to buy him. Is that legal?
you don't want to buy
Man,
Billy.
they're really hyping this up. It's great.
So-
most talked about music festival.
Maybe
for
that-
all the wrong
I mean,
reasons, though.
yeah, but maybe that
Maybe
doesn't-
maybe not wrong.
It's not really the point, though.
Maybe
It's
not
just
wrong.
most talked about. So, and then the last little bow I have for us here is our favorite guy, Morgan Wallen.
Oh yeah.
Did you see? He clarified what happened in SNL.
Yeah.
Did you see this?
I saw it. Was it on a podcast?
Yeah, he talked
Or on,
about
like, an interview?
Yeah.
I did. I think I saw it.
He said that he was just ready to go home.
Said it was a long week.
This is a long week. He'd been there all week.
Oh
He just-
no, he had to work a whole week.
He said it just. That's all he said. He said, "No, I was ready to go home."
Yeah,
that's it.
that's why he stormed off the stage.
That's why. And everyone in the cast was like, "That was weird, right?"
Yeah, exactly. And that's after his album "I'm the Problem" has been out for a while.
Oh, it drops tomorrow.
Is it really
It drops
tomorrow?
Yeah, it drops tomorw.
Oh my god. Oh good. I was worried there was going to be less than 37 songs coming out on that record.
We talked about. I read that graph. Hold on, I'll read it again just so we can all remember because. And I double checked some of this. I didn't get to. I don't think all the personnel are officially out, but there is a lot of the personnel that's out. But I did double check some of this. Morgan Wallen's new album will feature 37 songs. 189.3 co-writers.
Oh, yeah.
5 instances of rhyming luck with truck. 19 pre-programmed beats. 75 drinking references and buttloads of averageness.
I hope that's accurate, and I hope that someone had access to
Oh,
the
they did.
early copy
Yeah.
of the record just to do that.
Yeah.
Did you
yeah.
say how long it is?
Like minutes wise?
yeah.
How long?
116 minutes.
Jeez, that's 2 minutes. That's 116 minutes too long. Honestly,
Honestly, I thought that number was going to be longer. Some
Yeah.
of these songs are pretty short.
Yeah.
So I guess
But there's
maybe,
37.
I guess is maybe good.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So the little baby just wanted to go home. That's all. He just wanted to go home.
He was working too hard.
That's true.
The show famous for a terrible schedule.
So,
It is a grueling schedule, but he knew what
He
the fuck
also
he was
has been
doing.
on it.
but he also doesn't have
Has
to
he?
just yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He doesn't have to storm off. Also,
is it,
Listen.
but he's never hosted, right?
He didn't host.
he just was the musical guy.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. He did the least amount of work of anyone on that stage.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so funny.
Especially because their like set design for that was pretty like lame.
yeah.
It was like a video projection of like a board showing like conspiracy theories
Of
about
America.
Biden. Yeah.
Oh, okay. yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
So we enough.
SNL's
enough.
really been picking great musical guests. They had Arcade Fire on this past weekend. so.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
I guess they're back.
Honestly, pretty embarrassing looking.
They also performed at the SNL 50th.
That was their first show back.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Turns out Lauren Michaels is an asshole. Who knew?
I mean, we think about like System of a
Shocker.
Down can't perform on there, but Arcade Fire can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, people forget.
Yeah.
People forget about that kind of stuff. Where System of a Down's gonna be political, and,
Sure.
and someone like Lauren Michaels is gonna look at that and go, "I don't want that on the show. I don't want that." So that's my
Unless
best
it
guess.
brings ratings.
Yeah. Of course.
And then he might.
So, no more bows. Onto some new things. Starting this past Tuesday, I believe, we now, through Ticketmaster, have something called all-in prices. You guys see this?
No.
So, when supposedly, I haven't gone to check, but when you go to buy a ticket, it will show you everything right off the bat. It, not at checkout, but like when you go to buy that ticket price you see, that includes the fees, includes everything. It's before taxes.
What
But
a crazy idea complying with the law.
whoa there.
I mean,
We're
what the,
supposed to follow laws in this country.
why the fuck are we still adding tax later? I hate that. You know what the tax is going to be. Add it to the cost.
Well, it depends on.
It's all advertising.
It does no. There is an aspect where it depends on where you are when you're purchasing. For like any like multinational company, they're going to have to charge you tax anyway. It just depends on where you're located.
But still, you could make that like fixed with like the local IP addresses of the people that are buying
They
the thing.
could, but it is complicated. It's messy to try to do.
I'll take your word for it.
because we're like a dumb country in that regard. We should just have more or less a fixed like tax
Yeah,
rate
yeah.
range at least, so they could advertise basically the same thing everywhere.
Yeah,
But it's messy because like
it's
if
a step
you,
forward.
It is.
Yeah, if they tried to put taxes in here, they'd have to show a price range, which would be weird
Yeah.
because it would
that's
depend
true.
on like what state you're in or what
Yeah.
city. But
Well-
or they could go off of where the show is, but not everybody attending the show
Is
might
gonna
be
be-
from there. So
right.
it's
Sure.
Yeah.
it's complicated. At least they were able to update their system to show one price, I guess.
Well, now I feel better. Thanks for clearing that up.
No, I mean, not that the tax thing is not a real problem. Like at our like at a place that's like a store nearby, yeah, they should just put the fucking tax
Yeah,
on there because
should-
they know
yeah.
you live here and you're buying it here.
Yeah.
It's like it's not $3.99.
Yeah.
I know it's $4. Don't fucking lie to me like
Right.
that.
Yeah. Blake said Wilco tickets were all in when I got them in February. I believe that artists can decide
Artists could
that.
do that before. Yeah.
And I think that probably would be like why a band like Wilco would choose to play or work with certain places if they would
Yeah.
comply easily with that kind of stuff, because the artists have the choice generally to do that. But now it's just across the board, just everything's there. So
Because of that law that we talked about,
Right.
that got passed
Yes.
a year or two ago,
yeah, it was
something like that.
It was a bit ago, but this is something that yes, finally is happening. This is something that I feel like it should have just like, I don't understand this, like the idea of hidden fees, because it has deterred me on many occasions. I have like opened it up, got to checkout, and gone,
Nah, dude.
like what? Like the ticket says $35. Why is my checkout $65?
Exactly.
Absolutely not.
Well, and
Will
especially
be
the
seeing-
ridiculous level of fees that Ticketmaster had specifically,
Yeah.
like a $2 fee on a $80 ticket. most people are going to go with it anyway and just write it off, whatever. But Ticketmaster's like, we'll hide half the cost behind there and we'll make more sales. And you're like, I don't think that works. Like, I'm sure they tested it and it probably did work.
I think it does. I think it does largely work,
but it's crazy to me that actually works.
They're just not allowed to anymore.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
it probably doesn't work on repeat customers, would be my guess.
Yeah.
Like any of us probably are not, if we get to check out and it was like that, would be like, no, I'm good. Like I've seen a similar band for less, or I've bought tickets elsewhere and there's fewer fees or whatever. But yeah, it probably works in the grand scheme of things. If someone goes to one concert a year and they're going to do it anyway. So
Especially in those scenarios, because you go like, oh, it's really that much in fees? Well, guess I
that's
haven't
how
gone
it
to a
is.
concert in a while.
Yeah,
Right, yeah, that's
yeah.
very
Maybe I forgot how it is.
Speaking of buying tickets to a concert, though, I don't know if you guys saw any of the Beyonce ticket drama that went down.
No, I
did see some of that.
I saw a clip of Beyonce talking to the audience.
Okay, what was she talking about? Like the tickets?
I didn't even.
I would
it
be
wasn't.
shocked if she
There was
did.
no audio.
So she has started her Cowboy Carter tour. She did 4 dates in LA to start the tour. Around like the day of, basically, there were plenty of seats available, and that was due to the fact that places like Vivid Seats and StubHub had bought up a bunch of these tickets. So there was, or it was just a third party people selling it through there. But largely, that's like usually people buying tickets and then putting them on a third party, right?
People trying to like scalp tickets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like day of, I believe the first show, I could be a little bit wrong on the dates, but I believe day of the first show, if you looked on some of those websites, you could find tickets for like $20. There were seats available all the way up till hours before like the show started. And so you could look at those seat maps and like you could look at like Ticketmaster, and I guess Ticketmaster also had them available too.
Wow.
And so down to the hours before the show, those prices would go down to like $20. That's like high up seats, but
Yeah,
you
still.
get the point there, right? Which is kind of a crazy thing to think about, that like an artist like Beyonce there was articles written that were Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tickets now cost, quote, less than a Happy Meal.
I don't know which is more sad.
I don't think that represents her though. That seems to represent more to me that like people are done buying like resold tickets, and maybe we're finally done with this like resale culture bullshit.
And even more so that it doesn't
Especially if
recognize
she's playing 4 days, you got 4 shots to get good tickets.
Well, I think that's part of this next point, but it is an important thing that this opening of the tour, which is 4 dates, it is a record-setting 55 million gross in Los Angeles for like because of that. So
She sold those tickets.
right, yeah.
Whether anybody attended in the tickets people bought to resell, I guess that's the difference. But does that matter on a tour?
Right.
If $5 million came from people selling tickets that nobody ended up using.
Yeah, exactly.
That kind of sucks for the artist, but like you kind of like made out and screwed over the resellers. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So she is in Chicago starting tonight. And there are like all these articles being written leading up to that of like how much the ticket's going to cost in Chicago. She has 3 nights in Chicago. And as of Monday, there were some tickets that were $100. It's before fees.
I would pay still.
Yeah.
Like I would pay $150 to see Beyonce.
Right.
Because I'm sure it's going to be an incredible show.
Yeah, $100. That's on Vivid Seats. That's one of like the third parties, right?
Yeah.
That's $100 before fees. That was as of Monday. I believe that new law went into place on Tuesday. So I don't know if Vivid Seats is complying either. But point being, $100 for a Beyonce ticket is like, okay, yeah. I mean, I've paid $100 to see like way smaller bands.
Yeah.
Like what are we talking about? So I think that this definitely is not a Beyonce thing. This is definitely like people are just buying up everything, putting it on the third party, and then it's coming down to the wire. We know, and this is smaller, but
I wonder why people are being more cautious about how much money they spend.
we know from old host of the show Jackson that he has a trick on day of show. He goes on the band's subreddit and looks to see who's posting that they have tickets.
Has he said this on the show?
I think so.
Okay.
I mean, fuck, I don't give a shit. It's not illegal what he's doing. And it's a good trick. It's a really good trick. I
Yeah.
think I've said it on the show, but whatever.
I mean, people used to do that just like go to a show
See-
pre-internet.
yeah.
Like,
Stand
just
outside
see
and go, does
somebody
anyone
who
have any
is selling-
tickets?
Well,
Exactly.
Just see
Yeah,
anybody
yeah.
trying to sell tickets and be like, I'll give you $10 for them.
Yeah.
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 They're going to lose money on it, but they'd rather make $10 than lose all of it. So
Yeah.
So that whole like saga seems to be just continuing to go of just like what's going to happen at this next run of Beyonce, because she's doing like multiple nights in every city basically. So that just continues to compound more or less. Okay, so next I just have a list of a couple things, and these are canceled tours. So
I've noticed.
okay,
I've noticed.
You might have some that I don't have. I have got 4,
Okay.
and one with some really stupid tea. So Alice in Chains canceled. One of the members. These are mostly due to health. Like I think all
that's
right.
sad.
Yeah, sorry.
I was just gonna make a joke, and I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah, I should have spoke a little faster.
collecting those cancel bucks.
Yeah.
So these are mostly due to health. So Alice in Chains cancels all a bunch of tour dates. Three Doors Down cancels a bunch of tour dates. Their whole thing was the singer has stage 4 kidney cancer.
Yeah.
and he was doing a bunch of like God's got my back kind
Yeah.
of stuff. So hopefully God does have your back.
Yeah.
And Julian Baker and Torres,
I saw that.
all of those. Now they didn't say why, but everyone-
Julian said in the statement that it was for mental health reasons.
So Julian has a concussion. Yeah. There's a lot of people that are like that are very much like on the side of like she's doing this because she has a concussion and she needs like to rest. I don't know. That's it was we had talked about it. Me and Blake talked about it the other day, and I read some Reddit comments that everybody was just like on the side of like, yeah, it's because of her concussion that she has.
Wow, I didn't know concussions could be like that gnarly.
Yeah, they can be pretty bad.
Yeah, that
yeah.
depends on how it happened in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
Now I might have missed some, but this is my big stupid T one, and Ian might know about this already just because he might be closer to that scene, and that is the Bullet for My Valentine and Trivium like co-tour. Now they were doing a tour together that was one of them has an album called Poisoned, and one of them has an album called Ascendancy. I think that Bullet for My Valentine has an album called Poisoned and Trivium, whatever, and they canceled that tour. Now, when they canceled the tour, it was kind of like a little like people were like, "That's weird," but then one of the members of Trivium, not like I forget his name. He's a big social media guy. One of them is, but not that guy. But the bass player, I believe, was on social media, calls out a Bullet for My Valentine and says, Matt Tuck didn't want to do it after we had planned it. After stuff was already in the works. Don't know why. I think it would have been amazing. I think The Poison is a great album. But he's on like TikTok Live and calls him out, right? Matt Heafy, thank you. Appreciate it. So there's Matt Heafy from Trivium and Matt Tuck from Bullet for My Valentine. So this is literally just like, from what I can tell, Matt, like, they just didn't want to do it. They were like, we just don't want to. We don't want to do the tour. Just decided they didn't want to, and they want to focus on other stuff. So they just straight up, boom, whole tour is canceled.
How close to the tour, I wonder?
I think it was like not far out. I think it was. I'm sure I could find a poster. But it was not far out, and the fan bases are up in arms. Obviously, because the tour is canceled, but they are hard blaming each other. Like, if you go on either subreddit, it is like some of the Bullet for My Valentine fans are like, man, I wish that our guy wasn't like, but they are in a fucking uproar about this. And I get being a fan of a band and then they cancel something, but it's like, what do we really know about this?
Yeah.
Like, and maybe I haven't read into everything, but it just from what I can tell is like, I don't know, kind of just seemed like they wanted to cancel the tour. This is not cool. They shouldn't have done that.
No, they shouldn't have.
Yeah, you're supposed to figure that out before you are going to start a tour. You should also figure that out before you fire your drummer before a tour announcement, to be fair.
Yeah.
So is The Who going to cancel their tour?
Well, I mean, he's back.
He's back.
So.
No, but are they still going to cancel the tour?
Oh, I hope so.
Oh, God.
Like they're going to post another thing and they'll be like, he's out again. I heard him play again.
Yeah, we saw the clip. You saw the clip of him like getting upset on stage, right? Roger Daughtry
No.
during the show when he got fired.
Oh, no, I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
he's like turning around and saying stuff to Snarky,
Zach Starkey.
Zach Starkey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know, but that sounds dumb.
yeah, it's very dumb.
So those are the canceled tours. I have one more thing for us that's not like catch up. This is gonna be a little bit of a me rant, and I'm lucky I have this space where I get to do it. And you guys obviously interject. Of
course.
I thought you were gonna say you guys could obviously leave.
You guys shut the fuck up.
So this is the Sleep Token released a new album, and the Sleep Token fans love it. Obviously, there's a lot of people who do. There's a lot of metal fans who love it. As of yesterday, Anthony Fantano and Pitchfork dropped their reviews. Fantano gave it a soft 2, light 2, whatever.
Light 2,
whatever. And Pitchfork,
I like soft 2 more though.
And Pitchfork gave it a 2.3.
Yikes.
Now, I am not here to say that their reviews are necessarily like inherently just like they have to like the music, right? That's a big thing I want to preface. Is like you don't have to like this. Fantano's getting shit because a lot of people were like, well, like what? Like he doesn't like this band.
Yeah.
So why would he review this? Like he already shits on them constantly. Why would he review this? But I mean, I get it. You're gonna review something for like your own clicks and stuff. And then Pitchfork obviously is also gonna review it for like similar reasons. They did get a guy who apparently was like a metal fan to review it, but I'll go into why I think that's fucking stupid later. My main issue is that Sleep Token's new album is being reviewed as if it is a metal album. Now, for those who don't know, Sleep Token, you could call them a metal band. They have instances of being metal, but they are, like most people who like them, call them genre bending because they do a lot of R&B, they do a lot of pop, they do a lot of all sorts of different things. So it's easier to call them, like in my eyes, like a rock band. Or in Anthony Fantano's words, a pop metal band. I think that's more appropriate. I think that's a bad
fine.
thing. Yeah.
But labels don't fucking matter. What do you think about the record?
Right.
Not for what you think it should be based on the small box that you put it in.
So that's the thing that Pitchfork did is that they like he says in part of the review he says that like they missed the plot of what metal is. Metal is about like let me just find this real quick because it's like it's a super weird point.
Even on Wikipedia, their genres that are listed are alternative metal, progressive metal, R&B, post metal, indie pop, and gent.
Yeah. Which is like it's like we're like there's some of that's metal, but like you don't have to just call them, you don't have to review it like a metal band. Listen to the fucking album.
It also might be different if Sleep Token themselves were like heavily publicized saying this is metal.
They aren't.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. They're not walking around saying like, this is the heaviest shit we ever wrote.
Yeah.
And yeah, if they did that, that would definitely make a big difference. So this is part of the review. They said the album is called Even in Arcadia. They said, but Even in Arcadia is a metal album made by musicians who appear petrified of metal's fundamental pleasures: screams, breakdowns, violence, riffs, exhilaration, exaltation. Why is violence listed? Like, what are we doing?
Why?
Metal.
Yeah, it's not black metal.
Well, also like I don't know. Like I guess metal has to make you want to punch shit.
No.
Like I think that the metal can do that, but there's plenty of other like music that can make me want to hit something.
Yeah, exactly. It's metal for me is like the like heavy nature of that music is cathartic.
Yeah. So I think that my big rant, my big thing with this is that people are reviewing this album and listening to it from a perspective that is well, I have two things. Is not the reality of the album, because it shouldn't be reviewed like your everyday metal album. Mm-hmm. I think it should be reviewed like just an album because it has a lot going for it. There's more. It's more than just metal at face value, right? And then my second thing is that this album, this band, is making heavy music accessible to a lot of different people. We teach. We talked about that. We have I have students that are young teenagers and younger than that who love Sleep Token.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm like, yes, whatever. Like, whatever gets you there. Like, I'm not gonna look at that and go, oh, that's not really metal.
Yeah,
that's not. And I've seen people be like, this is the flip side, is that a lot of metalheads are like calling them not metal because they're not heavy enough, and calling them like posers. And I'm like, you guys are gatekeeping this from so many people. This is a nightmare to be a part of this community.
When that immediately makes me think back to like Run DMC and Aerosmith collaborating together to specifically break down those walls of genre and bring audiences together and be like, look, we're collaborating together because we all make good art.
Yeah.
So why are we still fucking dealing with that?
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
It is a truly wild thing that I don't understand. And again, I understand why they reviewed it. I don't really care they gave him a bad score. I do think that like if Fantano gets upset or his fans get upset that like he's getting backlash for it, it's like, I don't know, you're like it's not just your opinion. You're the biggest music reviewer on YouTube easily.
Yeah, you have to be aware of your status if you're doing that.
He would say that about any other huge like content creator. So I would hope that he understands that and that's not a dig at him, but I would just hope that he understands that like because he is who he is, there is going to be some kind of negative like backlash at him, and that's okay. I don't know. Like there's so many things about it that make me feel like it's not even like I don't even care about breaking down the walls of genre. That would be cool. Like I'm cool with that, but like just listen to the music. You don't have to listen to it under with the glasses of, well, this is supposed to be a metal record, and man, he sure is singing a lot, and there's these like pre-programmed beats, and it sounds like a pop song to me.
And even more specifically, it's the reviewer saying this is supposed to be. I think this is supposed to be a metal record. Again, to say Sleep Token never said that this was going to be a metal record.
Yeah, exactly. They never said it was going to be the heaviest thing they ever fucking did.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Yeah. So
it's weird.
I do now that I've said all this, I will say I've listened to the album. I think that as a piece of work, as just a full album, it does have like a lot of good qualities. It has a lot of meh qualities. I thought that this album would for me. I think Sleep Token's a cool band, but there's stuff they write that I'm like, okay. Like
so this is their fourth record, right?
Yeah, their album before that was like their breakout.
It's crazy to me that their first record came out in 2019.
Yeah.
How old are these people? We don't know much about them, right?
No, they're anonymous. They wear masks and stuff. It's Vessel and Two are the primary people.
Yeah.
But
that's crazy.
It's a wild thing. I think that the album itself is a journey. I think it's a whole thing, and I think that people who want to try it should try it. But if you listen to it and you're like, well, this isn't heavy enough, I don't know how to help you.
That's all you.
Yeah. Whether or not you're like a tastemaker, like you like artsy stuff, or you're a metalhead, if it's not heavy enough, you don't like it. That's fine, but that doesn't inherently make it just like bad music or like it's if you listen to this, you're not into heavy shit. Like let people listen to stuff and don't try to shame them because of it. It just doesn't work. It shouldn't work that way. Again, no guilty pleasures.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
So, and Ian said Dave Grohl and John Mayer are going to be on Ed Sheeran's new tune. That's a great combo.
That totally makes sense, though.
Dave Grohl's interesting. Dave Grohl and John Mayer together, I think
that seems like an odd mix.
That seems like it makes sense to you because you probably have dreams about it.
I've had many dreams about that.
They both make sense on their own, maybe, is my thinking.
Yeah,
together.
Yeah,
is
because
kind of
with
where
Ed
it's
Sheeran as the middle friend,
yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah. So, what are we listening to?
I can go first.
Go
ahead.
first.
I listened to the Mars Volta's new album.
Oh, I didn't even know it came out. The way he said that, I have no idea which way it's going to go.
I think I know.
I could guess based on what I've heard about
the
it.
Album. That's about it.
That's it? All right.
I'm not a fan. Maybe I'm missing something. It's not for me.
That's so funny.
And I really like them, and I've entertained their last couple albums, but I'm not sure what they're doing.
Oh my god, you're killing me. I love it.
They're just living
It's
their
like if
lives.
they want to do a different thing, but doing it under the Mars Volta name kind of brings certain expectations.
Sure.
And they're not meeting them.
Yeah. Okay. That's all. That's all.
That's it.
Fuck.
You have been busy.
What a bummer.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that the one thing you decided to listen to was that.
Yeah, for real.
The one new thing.
One
Sure,
new thing.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Creature comfort music.
Yeah.
I've got two things. I finally got the guts to listen to the new solo record from Jason Isbell called Foxes in the Snow.
Uh-huh.
We heard some of the singles.
Yeah.
That record is sad.
Okay. Yeah. I figured. Yeah.
He's already great at writing sad songs and very real songs. And he is very open about the fact that most of this record is about his divorce from his ex-wife, Amanda Shires.
Yeah.
And also about his new love.
Oh, Whoa.
That's a choice.
The songs bounce back and forth, and there's some moments where I'm like, he shouldn't have said that on the album. He shouldn't have put that on there. Why did he do that? Like, it's fucking brutal. I think, like, I listened to it once. It's great. I don't know if I'm going to listen to it again.
No, yeah, that sounds tough.
I don't know what Ian said there. Anyway, that and Briston's record.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. And I even like the singles that you were like, yeah, I think they're my favorite songs.
It was just the one single that I meant on.
And that was Real Good Swimmer, right?
Yeah, Real Good Swimmer. Yeah. I've been listening to the new Briston album. I think it's incredible. I honestly need to listen to it more, but there's a lot of really, really cool stuff. So it's mostly on the record is him and the producer Sam Farrar, I believe is the guy's name. He also has produced like Wednesday, MJ Lenderman, a lot of those guys, and I believe they're pretty much the primary writers and players, excluding like a couple like auxiliary instruments. But the song Better Than You, which was the last single he released, is a co-write with Daniel Nigro, who is Olivia Rodrigo and Chappell Roan's co-writer, which is super fascinating. So great, really, really great album, like awesome group collab, everything. I believe I have mentioned Snooze on here. If I haven't, I will say it again. I Know How You Will Die by Snooze. It's an amazing.
It's such a good record.
Oh my God. Math rock, prog, whatever, Journey. Super cool concept record. And then a band called Thornhill has an album called Bodies. It's like heavier Royal Bloods, kind of a really great way to think about them. Australian, really cool group. They're not a duo, but really cool music. And then Briston's partner, I believe they're still together, Samia, released an album called Bloodless. That is a really sweet album, great songs. We listened to one song. I think that we were both split on it, but I ended up liking the whole album. But really cool stuff.
I realized it's been so long, I might not have talked about what I did enjoy listening to recently.
Do it.
MFA, we listened to one of their songs, and you were kind of into it.
Yeah.
Their whole album came out. Album's great.
Okay.
So great.
Great. Okay.
Yeah,
Good
definitely.
stuff.
If you like that enough to entertain that single, go listen to the whole thing.
I'll listen to it. Ian said, I haven't listened to it yet. I think we're talking about the Mars Volta album. But I heard it sounded like elevator music on acid. I thought Adam was going to love it.
Adam,
maybe I wasn't in the right mindset for it.
Okay. Yeah.
Like just being busy, maybe. I don't know. There is a point where like I can appreciate like ambient music.
Of course. Yeah.
I don't think it's good at that either. I don't know.
Sure.
It's odd. It kind of feels like it lacks direction of some kind.
And then he said, give us an example, Dave. I think he's talking about the
Jason Isbell thing. I'm looking for one, so if you guys want to keep stalling, because there is one that I can think of.
Yeah. There's a couple new things coming out that I'm excited to listen to. Tonight.
New Landlady.
Oh, yeah. Right? The mix was weird on that. No? Okay. Never. Then ignore me. And then tonight, the Callous Dowboys new album comes out, and all of the metalheads have said that they won't even say if they like the album or not. They're just saying it's crazy. Like it's such a wild. Listen.
Honestly, that probably says more than it's great or not.
Yeah. Ian said, take some acid next time, Adam.
Okay. Yeah. I do that all the time and listen to music.
That sounds like you. I'm gonna start doing the out, and you could just interrupt me while if you find it.
With whatever these outrageous lyrics are.
Okay, I found the song.
Okay.
Wait, let me find the lyrics.
Oh, geez. Okay. Well, thank you guys for watching and for listening. We're back, baby. We should be all good for quite some time. We should be on a normal schedule, although no Fun Fridays this week. Sorry, everybody.
No.
But did you find it? You
found it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, this is from the song Gravelweed. It's definitely about he's talking to his ex-wife. He says, I was a gravelweed and I needed you to raise me. I'm sorry the day came when I felt like I was raised. And now that I live to see my melodies betray me, like his previous songs about her, I'm sorry the love songs all mean different things today. Come on.
I don't even want to. Okay.
I thought he was supposed to be one of the good ones.
He is one of the good ones.
Wow.
That's a beautiful lyric.
Yeah.
It is, but...
Okay.
Thank
Listen
you
to
guys.
the record.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We're back. We're excited to be here. If you're listening on your podcast app, make sure you follow, subscribe, everything. It means a lot to us, and it's free. It helps us out. If you're watching on YouTube or on Twitch and you haven't followed, subscribed, hey, go ahead and do that. It's also free. I mean, on social media, DFCA Podcast on Instagram, Don't Feed the Artist on TikTok. Go give those a little bit of a follow. And if you're hanging out live right now, come back tomorrow night, Friday, for a special episode where we're going to talk about the Wilco show that a bunch of us went to, and we're going to do a recap of it, and we're going to see how many times Blake mentions the guitar that was played, because they change guitars all the fucking time.
Yeah. How long was the show?
Said it was like 2 hours.
It's like 2 hours, yeah.
And is the episode going to be longer or shorter?
Gotta go, guys. All right.
Blake did say, he told me how long the show was and exactly how many songs they played.
He hand wrote the set list.
He's one of the guys who does set list on FM.
But he was taking notes so that he can forget them at home when he does the episode.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. We appreciate it. We'll be back regularly from here on out for a little bit. Goodbye. Gotta go. We'll be seeing you. Goodbye.